Today in this DXO PhotoLab 5 video, I'm going to do an interesting test. As you know, DXO PhotoLab 5 officially supports Fujifilm X-Trans RAW file from Fuji X-series cameras, which is already a phenomenal news. And now that they also brought in all the Fujifilm simulations inside the DXO FILMPack 6, so I'll be able to edit Fuji RAW file inside DXO PhotoLab 5 and apply Fuji film simulations using Fuji FILMPack 6. DXO FILMPack 6, my apologies. Now, what I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison with the actual Fuji in-camera film simulation JPEGs. Are they same? Are they different? How good is it? All that's good stuff. It's going to be very quick. It's going to be very fast. Obviously, I'm not going to talk too much, just like every other YouTubers. What I ask though is please do support my channel by subscribing, leaving a comment below. And also, if you want to chip in something, go down to the description. I do have a Patreon and PayPal donation buttons. So those type of supports helps. Also, the affiliated links, if something interests you, if you buy something, obviously it don't cost you much, but it does help me a lot, obviously, because this type of things is like a financial, it's like investment. Like you don't know if you're getting anything, something, or a lot. Most likely, I don't get anything at all, about 90% of the time. So whatever you give me, that's all, amazing. So without any further ado, let's jump in. So in this particular photo in Spain, I'm not going to do anything except lens correction and noise reduction, which is already I've done it. So high quality, that's the minimum possible, and the less sharpness. And then inside the apply preset, if you have the Fuji my apologies, DXO FILMPack 6 already, or download the trial if you don't have it. You should have all the FILMPack filters right here. You don't need to go back and forth, which is pain in the bottom. So in the DXO FILMPack Designer color folder, you should have all the film simulations. So I'm going to do, because I don't have any kind of goal here, so I'm just going to see exactly how similar or how different are they. So in the Fuji Classic Chrome or Astia Soft, I'm going to do Astia Soft. That's it. And then I'm going to export it. So export to disk, standard output JPEG. Obviously, I'm not going to do much, 100% quality. And then the path. So I'm going to check my folder in the import, Fuji DXO JPEG. Okay. I don't know if I should rename it. I don't have to rename it, I think. Maybe a suffix. I'm going to add a suffix here. In the suffix, I'm going to do DX and O. And then click export. Should be fine. I think it's already done. I can check it. It's exporting pretty fast. My computer is pretty old. 4 years old, obviously. So it's not the best in the world, but it's pretty fast nonetheless. Took me about 4 minutes to do everything. The photo was taken perfectly at the very beginning, so I don't need to worry about it too much. So everything looks good. I'm gonna close it. Now here we are in Silkypix Developer Studio Pro. And now here's the interesting part. Here, this is the only software currently directly natively support Fuji RAW file and have the actual Fuji in-camera film simulation, exactly the same. Not like the Capture One cooked version, which is not bad either. I'm not gonna criticize them. They're not bad, but they're not the original nonetheless. And neither the Adobe version of it. They are the actual one because they work directly with Fujifilm Corporation. So what I'm gonna do same thing that I did before. I'm going to go back to the default, so not change much. Only change gonna be happening, which is sharpness and noise reduction. And then I'll go to the film simulation and add Astia. same as I did the last time in DXO. That's it. Now I'm going to do export. Won't touch anything, just export. Now here we have the two different results side by side. The first result on the, I'm gonna just open it up, on the left, which is the actual Fuji in-camera JPEG, the Astia. And the right hand side is the DXO version. So we're gonna compare side by side exactly to see exactly how it looks like. So I'm gonna open it first with the fast tone viewer, I think that's the software it calls, and select both, click the comparison, and excuse me, I should have both side by side available. So again on the right hand side, on the left hand side here, you can see my cursor. On the right hand side you have the DXO, and the left you have the Fuji. Again, right is the DXO, left is the Fuji from Silkypix Developer Studio Pro, which is the actual actual version of the Fuji in-camera Astia. Now, without even zooming in, just overall, the DXO version looks a touch bit more saturated in my eyes. I don't know what you think, but in my eyes, it looks a bit more saturated, right? Where the actual version from the Fujifilm created by Silkypix Developer Studio Pro looks softer, subtle, which is the name, like Astia or soft. So we're gonna zoom in quite a bit, not quite a bit, but you know, big enough to compare and go into the details. So again, blue looks much bluer inside the DXO version and softer in the left hand side from the Silkypix version, which is the actual version of the Fuji. Sincerely, I mean, first of all, let's make it clear, none of them are bad. That's absolutely no doubt. None of them are bad. You cannot use the word bad here. And now it's goes down to the personal preference, because subjectively, because I'm really kind of like a purist, you can say, I would say I would much prefer the actual original version of the Fuji than the DXO version, even though DXO version is not far. I mean, you can just if you look at the histogram, you can mid-tone, you can bump up the mid-tone a little bit. Probably it can desaturate the blue a little bit, and the whites, it looks more orange than the actual Fuji version. So maybe you can tone down the desaturate right there as well. And if you do all that, you're probably gonna get exact same result. There is no doubt. So yes, the DXO version is not exactly the same as the Fuji version, but it only comes down to your personal preference. If you like it, you can keep it. If you don't like it, you can do minor adjustment and you'll get exactly the same result. That's my opinion. One final touch, I'm just going to zoom in about, let's say 100%, just to look at the details. So how sharp are they? If you look at the people, bear in mind, the Silkypix gave me 17 megabyte file. DXO gave me 23.3 megabyte of file. And DXO is slightly softer. Remind you, we can add sharpness later, where the Silkypix by default gave me a sharp result. So I repeat, I don't want to use which one is better and worse. I'd rather say they're different. The original looks much better to me. I prefer it. That's my personal preference. But if you want exactly same in DXO, a slight change, slight editing, and you should be fine. Again, if you like this video, please do like and subscribe. Help me by any way you can, by your words in the comment section below, or you can financially support me by purchasing softwares using my links or donating some coffee money. Most importantly, look after yourself. Bye-bye.